Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astotara Shata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astotara Shata Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Sri Vasadi, Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki, Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath, Shyamakun, Radhakun, Giri Govardhan Ki, Sri Mayapur Dham Ki, Sri Mathura Dham Ki, Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki, Sri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki, Ganga Mai Ki, Yamuna Mai Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Tulasi Devi Ki, Harinam Sankirtan Ki, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Naranayam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nastaprayesa Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavaduttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we'll be continuing in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 66, and we will begin with text 23. Evam matsarinam hatva Poundrakam sasakam hari Dvarakam avishat siddhir Giyamana katarmrita Eva matsarinam hatva Poundrakam sasakam hari Dvarakam avishat siddhir Giyamana kataramrita Eva matsarinam hatva Poundrakam sasakam hari Dvarakam avishat siddhir Giyamana katamrita Avishat siddhir sasakam hari Avishat siddhir Amrita Sarinam Hatva Managatamata Eva Matsarinam Hatva Poundrakam sasakam hari Avarakam avishat Word for word meetings. Evam, thus, Matsarinam, envious, Hatva, killing, Poundrakam, Poundraka, Sa, together with, Sakam, his friend, Hari, Lord Krishna, Dwarakam, Dwarka, Avishat, he entered, Siddhai, by the mystics of heaven, Giyamana, being sung, Kata, narrations about him, Amrita, nectarian. Translation. Having thus killed envious Poundraka and his ally, Lord Krishna returned to Dwarka. As he entered the city, the siddhas of heaven chanted his immortal nectarian glories. Please repeat. Having thus killed envious Poundraka and his ally, Lord Krishna returned to Dwarka. As he entered the city, the siddhas of heaven chanted his immortal nectarian glories. There's no purport by the servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, but there is a commentary by Jiva Goswami, and he writes, Poundraka could not tolerate the excellence of Krishna. He is thus called envious, Matsarinam. Krishna, whose action of killing Poundraka, Katamrita, was glorified by Jivan Muktas and persons in airplanes, Siddhai, who had gathered to see the great spectacle, then entered Dwarka. I'm just going to go on to the next verse, text 24. Sa nityam bhagavad jana pradvastakila bandhana vibranascha hare rajan swarupam tanmayo bhavat. Translation. By constantly meditating upon the Supreme Lord, Poundraka shattered all his material bonds. Indeed, by imitating Lord Krishna's appearance, O King, he ultimately became Krishna conscious. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes as follows in Krishna. As far as Poundraka was concerned, somehow or other he was always thinking of Vasudeva. By falsely dressing himself in that way, and therefore Poundraka achieved Sarupya, one of the 5 kinds of liberation, and was thus promoted to the Vaikuntha planets, where the devotees have the same bodily features as Vishnu, with 4 hands holding the 4 symbols. Factually, his meditation was concentrated on the Vishnu form, but because he thought himself to be Lord Vishnu, he was offensive. After being killed by Krishna, however, that offense was also mitigated. Thus he was given Sarupya liberation, and he attained the same form as the Lord. I'm just going to read the commentaries by the Acharyas. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, meditating on the 4-handed form of the Lord, Poundraka attained liberation. Jiva Goswami writes, after describing his envy, Shukadeva describes his liberation. Imitating the Lord's form with 4 arms, Poundraka developed a similar form, Tanmaya, because his material bondage was destroyed by his continual meditation on the Lord. He was like an insect trapped by another insect. By constantly thinking of By constantly thinking of another insect in hatred, the insect develops a similar body. And Sanatana Goswami writes, Paundraka was absorbed in Brahman, Tanmaya. This means he attained liberation. Why? By meditating on the Lord with hatred continually. He destroyed all bondage of samsara, or he destroyed all karmas of piety and sins. He destroyed the fault of hating the Lord, pra. By the power of the Lord, all his karmas were destroyed without having to experience them. Otherwise, he could not achieve liberation. The reason for his constant meditation on the Lord was that he wore clothing similar, swarupam, to the Lord's. Hare. The word Cha indicates his friend, the king of Kashi, also attained liberation. Or all his sins were destroyed by meditating on the Lord in hatred, and all his pious acts were destroyed by wearing clothing similar to the Lord's. And Cha, by imitating the Lord's form, he experienced special happiness. The Lord was most attractive. O king, Shukadev calls out in astonishment at his meditation on the Lord. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuddhapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sargrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Bitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanpitamscha Hey Krishna Korana Sindhu Dinabandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopikanta Radhakanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to Bhagavatam class. If you will, or if you would, please say a prayer that I can say something useful and pleasing to the Lord and in glorification of the Lord in the Srimad Bhagavatam. If you're just joining us, we're in this pastime where we have this King Paundraka, and he's pretending to be Krishna. He's dressing like Krishna. He has the same symbols and weapons as Krishna. He has the same jewelry as Krishna. He even has this Srivat symbol, which is like, I guess, a little tuft of hair on the chest maybe. But all these things, he's like imitating the Lord. It's all fake because Krishna is supreme, so all his paraphernalia is supreme. You can't imitate it. But for some reason or other, this king is doing this. And I find it comical that he's just, he's got all... It says that he looks almost exactly like Krishna. He's got all these things, but it's comical because it's fake. It just looks wrong. And then reading these descriptions, I'm just picturing a person with a toupee on their chest and, just like, they didn't have plastic back then, but I'm picturing, like plastic crowns and jewels. And he sends this, and he believes that he's supreme, that he is the Lord of all, that he believes that he's God. And for some reason, he's in this mood that he is God and that he's going to prove that Krishna is not the Lord. So he sends this messenger to Dwarka, to Krishna, to relay this message that, hey, Krishna, you're not God. I'm the real God, you know. And if you don't think so, we can have a battle and see who's really supreme. And the messenger relays this message, and, you know, everybody in the assembly hall or where Krishna is hears the message and they laugh. They think it's ridiculous. You know, this idea that he can become God. And it just, it's probably been covered in class before, but it immediately makes me think of, you know, you don't have to look far to see people trying to be God. You know, you just turn on the news and everyone is trying to be God. Our leaders, our so-called political leaders or country leaders, whatever you want to call them, you know, they're trying to control what's right, who's wrong, this goes, this doesn't go, you know, I'm right, trying to control everything. It's actually insane. And then if we look at ourselves, you know, I try to look at myself, why am I here? Why am I in this material world? Why am I in this situation? Because as everything seems great and, you know, the world's great, and if you try to look at it through rose-colored glasses, it looks great, but it's really all suffering. There's just so much suffering with little bits of, you know, this fleeting happiness. And so you're looking at this situation, and it's like, why am I here? What is going on? And that's why we're here, because at some point we desired to be God, or we desired to enjoy separate from Krishna. And that's why we experience this material world. Krishna fulfills that desire. Okay, you want to become God, you want to give it a shot, here you go. Give it a shot. And here we are in the material world. And how's it going for us? I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, it's not going so well. Or, you know, it wasn't going so well until I discovered or was reconnected with Krishna consciousness through Prabhupada, through a Harinam party. Just yesterday I was lamenting that I couldn't go on Harinam, and I was thinking about just how I came into contact with Krishna consciousness just through Harinam. Just, you know, seeing the devotees and being like, what are these people into? What is going on? It wasn't even, I couldn't even remember the kirtan. I couldn't remember the Maha Mantra, but just seeing the devotees blissed out, you know, on the street in the middle of this dirty, nasty street where everybody is morose, and it's like, what are these guys about, you know? And that was kind of a sidetrack, but the point is, we're here because at some point we wanted to be God or enjoy separate from Krishna. But through Prabhupada's mercy, through Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we can realize now, through coming in contact with these great devotees, that that's not our position. Our real position is to serve Krishna. And by serving Krishna, everything becomes perfect. Everything becomes complete. Everyone becomes satisfied and content. Whereas trying to become the Lord, trying to control everything, it's madness. It's complete madness, and that's why everyone's laughing. But you know, everyone's laughing around Krishna because it's madness. You can't become God. You have to realize your real position. But no one knows that, you know. I didn't know that. So then I was thinking about the Harinam yesterday. Just that group of devotees being there was supreme mercy. Because if that hadn't been there, who knows where I would be now? I'd probably be dead. And who knows where those devotees are now? I don't even know if they're devotees, you know? But that was just supreme mercy. So somehow, most likely through Harinam, unless we're going to have some sort of political revolution or take over the world, the best way to spread this Krishna consciousness movement is going out and trying to give people the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Excuse me. And text 23, Jiva Goswami writes, Pandraka could not tolerate the excellence of Krishna. He is thus called envious, Matsarinam. And I was thinking about this envy. You know, what is this envy? And envy, well, I was looking up the definition. And it's kind of like feeling discontented or resentful, longing for someone else's possessions, qualities. It's just like it's an ugly feeling. It's like a gross feeling. And essentially that's why we're in the material world, because we're somehow envious, this envy. And then anyways, I'm getting a little sidetracked in my mind, but this feeling of envy is very strong. And how do we, squash that feeling of envy is by chanting Hare Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada, let me see if I can find it. He writes in a letter, July 1973, July 17th, you ask how you can become free of envy, simply by chanting Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya has said the heart will become cleaned of all the dirty things accumulated in the heart. It is not that we have to endeavor separately to become rid of envy or any deficiency or impurity. In this age, the chanting of Hare Krishna is recommended as the only possible method to associate with Krishna. By offenseless chanting, when we associate with Krishna through his holy name, then all inauspicious things are cleared from the heart. So we're in a good spot. This is a good place to be, chanting Hare Krishna, trying to serve the devotees, trying to serve the spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada is actually cleansing our heart, trying to get rid of these nasty things that have accumulated over lifetimes, this gross envy, this jealousy of, I don't know, it's like you want to control what happens, their outcomes. And even in devotee communities, we can be envious of devotees and how they're progressing in Krishna consciousness, how they're advancing. And that's very dangerous. Being envious of devotees, being critical, fault-finding, it's extremely dangerous. I've seen it happen where shining stars, just brilliant devotees, just come crumbling down because they become offensive somehow, or they become almost proud and like, I'm doing all this service for Krishna. What's in it for me? I'm owed something. But you're serving Krishna. That's the goal. That's it. And then everything else comes in. We'll get happiness and joy, and our nartas will be cleansed, and all these things will happen. But this envious is just very ugly. And this story may not be so related, but one of my things that I kind of follow, I don't follow the news, but sometimes I follow music news because I grew up listening to music and following bands like heavy metal bands. And someone shared a story, and I was reading about this band that, they're kind of having a revival and maybe a reunion, even though the singer's dead. And I was like, who cares about this band, So I was reading about it, trying to find out what happened to this singer who died. This was back in early 2000s. And, the band had this image like, we're evil, we hate everything, kind of like that demonic, it's a gimmick. But anyways, I'm reading about this person, and one of their gimmicks was making fun of the Hare Krishnas, right? Specifically egging the Hare Krishnas. And then I read about the singer. What happened to the singer? I hate to say it, but he died in a hotel room choking on his own vomit. And I immediately, as I saw the two, I correlated the two. I'm like, you can't do that. And anytime I see that, I'm like, it kind of makes my blood boil. But just as a warning to everybody, devotees and non-devotees, don't do it. Even if you don't agree with what devotees are doing, you can try, just be careful. Tread lightly. Just be careful what you're doing. And always consult with senior devotees, too. I just wanted to read some more quotes from Srila Prabhupada about the subject of envy. This is from another letter, October 1974, October 6th. We should utilize our talents without being envious of others. You should do your best, but you should not be envious of others. In material life, there is simply envy of others' progress, but in spiritual life, one encourages another. Oh, you are doing very nice. That is Radharani. She says, oh, here's a very nice devotee. Please, Krishna, you accept him. This is from another letter. One thing we can never expect to find, any kind of utopia, even in the spiritual world. Wherever there are persons, there are bound to be differences. So we should not expect any kind of perfect arrangement, especially here in the material world. Even sometimes amongst the gopis there is envy, but that enviousness is transcendental and should not be accepted in the mundane sense. So there is some sort of envy. There can be this competition, but we want to be everyone's well-wisher. We want to encourage people in devotional service. We want to bring people up, not bring them down. Like Paundraka, I am God, I'm going to control everything, I'm going to control everybody, and I'm going to bring it down. It's an ugly feeling, We came to Krishna consciousness because we want to experience love and happiness, satisfaction. And you can't do that by being a jerk and trying to control everybody and telling everybody what to do and not being compassionate, A lot of the saints and holy people are saints and holy people because they're nice, they're compassionate. They're not trying to control everybody. They're accepting their position as a servant. So, I don't know. What I gather is just stick tight to the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Stick tight to the coattails of Srila Prabhupada and the spiritual master. And then all these gross things will slowly wash away. I can feel it happening. It's taking a long time. It may take a long time. And it may not happen quite the way you think it's going to happen. But if you have faith and you stick to it, then you won't be Pandraka. Then you won't be a jerk, Then you can be a compassionate, loving. Your heart will open up and soften and be melty and, just good and warm, not cold and gross and like stone. Did anybody have any comments, questions? I can't repeat exactly what she said because my hearing is a little muffled at the moment, but you kind of have to be aware of being compassionate throughout the day, constantly. Like even myself, maybe not with outwardly actions, but I can see it sometimes in my mind, like this, this envious or this grossness or this non-compassionate nature arise, and it almost brings some sort of like anxiety or frustration. It's like, but how do we do that? Instead of dwelling on that feeling, that's where you go, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Govinda, just help me here and help me with this. Yeah, don't be a jerk. Chant Hare Krishna. And you really have to look at your own, really have to dive deep into your own heart and look at yourself and your own actions. And, I myself, I'm constantly doing this, and I tend to beat myself up because, we tend to make the same mistakes and go through the same cycles of action and patterns and things. But, dive deep, but don't beat yourself up. Be patient, be tolerant. That's one thing that most people don't have nowadays is tolerance. Be tolerant, be patient with yourself, and then enthusiasm, determination, and patience. These are all great qualities, and pray to Krishna that we can develop these qualities and continue on this glorious path of Bhakti Yoga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Bhagom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakale pritimanti pasyanti panti kayanti chiram naganti ananda chinmaya sadhu jala vigrahasya govindam adipurusham amaham bhajami govindam adipurusham amaham bhajami govindam adipurusham amaham bhajami govindam adipurusham
Ashomati Nandana Brajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yashomati Nandana Brajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gokula Ranjana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana Hamala Harinama Bilasha Hamiyabila Hamala Harinama Bilasha Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Vamsi Badana Suvasa Navina Nagarabara Vamsi Badana Suvasa Braja Jana Palana Surakula Nashana Nanda Godana Rokwala Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasarasika Kripa Moya Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natapara Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natapara Pakati Vinorasraya Pakati Vinorasraya Yashomati Nandana Brajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Amalharina Mamiya Vilasha Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Nantabara Vakati Vinodasraya Vakati Vinodasraya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Goloka Nanda, Radha Goloka Nanda Radhe. Jaya Radha Goloka Nanda, Radha Goloka Nanda Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Lord Krishna is beloved son of Jashoda, transcendental lover in the land of Braja, the delight of Gokula, known by the nickname Kana, the wealth of the lives of the gopis, the attractor of Cupid, and punisher of the serpent Kaliya. These pure holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarian pastimes. Lord of the 12 forests of Braj, ever youthful, the best of lovers, player of the flute, and excellent dresser, protector of the inhabitants of Braja, destroyer of demonic dynasties, keeper and tender of Nanda's cows, giver of pleasure to cows, land, and spiritual senses, husband of the goddess of fortune, butter thief, and beautiful little cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj, wander of the Jamuna riverbanks, thief of the garments of the gopis, enjoyer of the mellows of the rasa dance, very merciful, lover and beloved of Sri Radha, the great dancer of Vrindavan, and the only shelter of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, ki jai. Sri Radha Goloka Nanda, ki jai. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavadhi Nirvapanam Shri Akairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnam Dadaswadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Padam Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Nitami Amitas Madane Nakala Etadrisita Vakripan Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishyana Niraruragaha Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahisnuna Amanina Manandena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadishakamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishvare Bhavatad Bhaktirai Tuki Twai Ainananta Nuja Kinkaram Patitamam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Parapadpakaja Stita Dule Sujincintaraya Nayanam Garudaraya Garvargara Redargira Pulakar Nichitam Babukadam Tavabame Bhavishyati Yuga Yutam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravishayitam Sunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Vidahe Name Asli Shava Paramanas Kirtan cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for you, extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is a prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings. And thus we have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy name, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, think yourself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen in the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he